Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to watch the Duke commercial because hey Dylan, put that on in the Discord.
It should be already in there.
That's my favorite commercial on the net right now,
no,
bro.
It's not.
That dude, you can't heat up. It's slander time, bro. You can't do it.
That's my favorite commercial on the net, bro. That's what y'all boys gotta understand, bro.
God.
You said it's a Discord already? Can you like forward them on to the?
Yeah, I got
you. All right, chat. Hold on, chat. This my favorite commercial. Y'all seen the One Piece trailer? I have not. We gonna watch that after this. All right, chat. This is my favorite commercial. Shout out Duke.
Wow, they laughing already.
Icons don't follow the rules.
We rewrite them.
What? What? What's so funny?
Wait, what did you say, nigga? What did you say? Hold on. Go back one more time, bro. I ain't hear this nigga.
We rewrite them.
Dude,
Pause.
Bro, I gotta call this nigga, man.
Pause is crazy.
Crazy pause.
Cause pause.
Oh, that is a crazy pause. My fault,
Celebrate
my
the
fault.
journey.
That's crazy pause. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Yeah.
But did they dub his voice? Like, who was that? Why didn't he say? Why didn't they let him take a second take on that?
Yeah, I think they just picked a bad
Icons don't
take,
follow the
bro.
rules.
We rewrite them.
Yo, yeah, I can see. I can see.
Yo, he can't
I can
pronounce
see why
his
that's
R's.
funny, bro.
Bro, Duke can't pronounce his R's, bro. I gotta hear him say that live, bro. Hold on. He can't pronounce his R's, bro. I need to hear him say this live.
This bitch dry as hell.
We rewrite him.
Right on.
We rewrite him.
Put that in the chat.
How are they typing it out?
It's about every way is funny.
We rewrite.
Please answer the phone, dog. We rewrite him. Hey, y'all, Duke gonna be at Anime House. I need him to be able to hit the lines. Cause I ain't taking none of that. Where he at, bro? Answer the phone, dude. I need to hear him say this live. Like, like, what's going on? Man. Bro, call back, bro. Please, man.
Icons don't follow the rules.
Hey, hold on. What up?
We rewrite them. Celebrate the journey, the grind, the glow up, and the truth.
All right, he hit those.
Stay bold, stay loud, stay real.
Okay, they got you right on that one. Why did you say that over like that?
True to the core, true to the culture.
On your truth. Don't follow the rules.
We rewrite them.
All right, I'm done.
Wow,
Dude,
you-
that ass, this is a tough commercial though, dude. But I'm just saying, like, why ain't you, like, they some hoes. They some hoes, bro. They know they could let you get that off right,
We
bro.
rewrite them.
They just know they seen that.
They know they saw it,
They
though.
know they seen that, bro.
We rewrite them.
Crazy.
Hey,
Hold on,
that's
let me
crazy.
pull up this, Bro, I watched that like 2-3 weeks ago. Chat, I was crying. I promise you, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
It's just funny because Duke.
The Breakfast Club had Claudia Jordan on. She's from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I was like, who is? I've seen the clip, but I didn't know where she was from. Are you a Real Housewives?
I am a Real Housewives fan. I mean, for my money, she is the best one and done Real Housewife in the sense that she was only on for a season. She went toe-to-toe with Nene Leakes, which is very difficult to do as one of the greatest housewives of all time. This is not relevant to the clip in the slightest. I just had to mention it because I'm a fan of Claudia's. Although, I don't know, I guess she did an interview with Hakeem Jeffries, which is the subject of it. Perhaps if I listened to it, I don't know, maybe I'd have a different opinion, but great Real Housewife, TBD on interviewing House Democratic leaders. Regardless,
wait, this was before that. The fact that she got an interview, like that Hakeem Jeffries feels very comfortable sitting down with the Real Housewife. You know, like that's the level of scrutiny and pushback that he's
Right.
comfortable with. Is, I mean, no disrespect to her. Maybe it was amazing. Maybe she really was like, why are the Democrats not fighting? But again,
Exactly.
it's pretty telling.
Exactly. I mean, this is the media that they're seeking out right now because they're terrified of being challenged from the left. It is not an area that they feel comfortable in. But what is becoming clear is that this is not just a crazy Bernie type storyline that they can kind of compartmentalize.
Yep.
The Israel stuff is crossing partisan lines in ways that they are so far behind in like completely grasping here. So this is just an offhand comment by Charlemagne the God, and it's so good making fun of Hakeem Jeffries. It makes me wish I thought of it sooner, but devastating moment yesterday on the Breakfast Club.
I love having the speaker, minority speaker, Hakeem Jeffries. Because, you know, I'm a political nerd. Like, I love talking
Charlemagne
politics.
hates him.
You do?
I don't hate him. I just don't think he stands for anything.
Well-
I think that I call him Apex Shakur. Like,
Well,
Apex.
he definitely, we did talk about messaging, and I actually went to the Capitol and had a meeting with him.
What did he say? Apex Shakur?
And we talked about messaging and how I was like, the
Claudia.
frustration with the party is y'all have to get more gangster. Like, stop. Love talking
Charlemagne
politics.
hates him.
You do?
I don't hate him. I just don't think he stands for anything.
Well-
I think that I call him Apex Shakur. Like,
Well, he definitely, we did talk about messaging, and I actually went to the Capitol and had a meeting with him. And we talked about messaging and how I was like, the
Claudia.
frustration with the party is y'all have to get more gangster. Like, stop going by the politics of the late 2000s, you know, in 2010, and you have to like rise to the occasion in the messaging. And he did. I saw him do more afterwards.
Hakeem is a puppet. Hakeem's not doing anything if Chuck Schumer don't tell him to do it. And it's simple as that.
Bruh, yo, his face is so straight, dog. It's just like, that was a straight face. Bro, what? No. You're about to do something I didn't ask you to do. Motherfucker, bro. I fucking hate this shit, bro. Go back to my fucking house.
The stare at the end is pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, did he say the thing? He didn't say the Apex Shakur thing.
He did.
Where
He
is
did
that?
at the very
He did.
beginning. I call him Apex
Oh, he said it at the
Shakur.
very beginning. Okay, can we play it again? I'm, you know,
It also went over her head pretty much.
yeah, that was really quiet. I want to hear it again.
Apex Shakur is crazy.
You do?
I don't hate him. I just don't think he stands for anything.
Well-
I think that I call him Apex Shakur.
Oh, there
Well, he definitely, we did talk about messaging, and I actually went. to the
That's what it
Capitol.
was there.
Yes, the messaging. As a good friend of mine said, once in 100 years, Charlemagne is right about something. And I'm not a big Charlemagne fan. And anyone who's named the God, I'm like, hard pass. But his ability to be like off the cuff like this and just be honest, I think is nice. I do find him to fall into the little bit of the Bill Maher, Stephen A. Smith,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like centrist peddling and, you know, these extremists. But, you know, saying
These guys aren't centrist. I don't think that they know what a centrist is. Not these two, but like Stephen A. Smith, Charlemagne, Bill Maher. Well, I think Bill Maher knows what a centrist is, and he tries to pretend as if he's trying to convince himself that he's that. But I don't think these guys. know
calling
what
someone
actually
Apex
is.
Shakur, and I love that
Why
he
is
gets
it going-
put on blast about it. Like, Charlemagne
Oh,
hates him.
yo,
Like,
this-
he's Apex Shakur. He should have explained
I
what
think OBS needs an update. It keeps fucking cutting the stream.
that means, but brilliant.
Yes. No, it's really, I mean, I think he reminds me of just like a standard actual independent voter.
Sure.
That is the lane he's sort of operating on. He's riding waves and responding to things, but that's how politics works. It's about persuasion. And
Totally.
when you have the APAC tag being used as like a pejorative on mainstream shows like this, Jeffries has to be worried, right? Like, he and other members of the Congressional Black Caucus met with Zohran Mamdani, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Or are they? It's coming up. But on the Sunday shows, he was going on and getting all, you know,
He said he had a
defensive.
good meeting with him before he went off to Africa, is what
Right.
he said.
Went off this snide remark before he went off to Africa. And
Jesus.
Sounds
these-
like a Zionist saying that, honestly. I'm just-
Yes. It sounds like if that came out of the mouth of a white supremacist,
Exactly.
you would not be shocked. Like, it's he made some like snide comment too in invoking the Congressional Black Caucus, which is just like an old school tactic for honestly Democrats 20 years older than him that he's trying
Easy
to
money.
deploy here, right? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Jim Clyburn school of smearing people in this way, implying that Zoran in some way is antithetical to the black community because he lagged in certain areas of New York with his votes that are just like more conservative older black voters in many ways that are turning up to the polls. And I'm not saying Charlemagne is like planting the flag to represent black people, but I also want to say, like, Jeffries, look at your own district, which is, yes, a really diverse district with a lot of black voters in it. Zoran won by 12 points.
Yep.
Like, this is something that if he wants to bluster through this, go ahead. But the primary challenge is coming, and he should be concerned about an Eric Cantor or a Joe Crawley situation.
I mean, and the
Crowley.
main discussion that was happening there was, I don't think he stands for anything, and I call him AIPAC Shakur. In other words, he's bought and sold for by this massive lobby that, you know, I mean, subtext committing genocide, and often uses black districts and, you know, as like, you know, finding a puppet, right? Finding somebody, making Israel the issue, even though it's not an issue affecting that community, and often pitting black candidates against one another. And then her response, no disrespect to Claudia, but she was like, well, we talked about messaging. And it's like, this is actually the thing about Zoran, is that Zoran does stand for something. Everyone wants to say, oh, well, he just has a really good media team, which it is great, but that is not what is happening. It's that he stands for things. He stands, as he says, relentlessly for the working class. And it's how many months has it been since he won? And we're still here. It's
over 2 months. Over 2 months.
It's so disheartening. They don't want they don't want to win. I mean, this is when I get into my conspiracy theorists. Like, I
think the problem is they don't trust the socialists. I think Mondani is probably is the closest thing to a reality of having a socialist in power in some sort. Just a mayor, not like a congressman or a senator or a governor, but like the mayor of New York City being a socialist with socialist ideology. I think that's, again, this scares people, and like, you want to support it, but you don't want to. If you support this 100%, and he goes in and he attempts his to instill what he ran on, and it fails, remember, you put your name on it. Now, we are in America, and socialism is not necessarily something that is it's frowned upon. I think the majority of people rather live in a capitalist society than a socialist society, and I think that's because we don't have, people lack education of what socialism could bring. Was it federal or grocery stores owned by the government, rent freezing, free transportation, all those sound good, those sound really nice, but I think the problem is you're going to have a lot of people that are going to find, like, where is that going? What am I paying? Is that raising my taxes? Is this, doing that? You're going to have to ask people to sacrifice more, and in a capitalist society, we can't even get people to do that. To just, give a little bit more without complaining. So I think that's what's wrong with the Democratic Party when it comes to Mondani. I mean, I hope he wins. I would love to see, but New York City would be a testing ground to see what Mondani can do. And if he does win, I would love to see him monitor and see how it's going in like a year from now. But, I can understand the hesitancy.
I think you want to win.
But we really do need to make sure we put Democratic butts in seats.
And I think you'd rather lose and go to the bank with your loss. And then we all have to save democracy. Get out of here. Yeah.
And I also think, he wants to secure his job whenever he leaves Congress. What did Paul Ryan do after being the Speaker of the House? He's some corporate lobbyist. He's on some boards. He's making millions and millions of dollars. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the backwards hat you need. I don't have one near me. God, it was like the 80s color scheme.
Yeah.
So that was a choice.
I don't touch kids.
He was
That's
the
what it
one.
was.
He was like the new face of the Democrat or the Republicans in the House. And then what do you know? He spent such little time in Congress because he cashed out. Jeffries is making sure that his options are open, and
Yep.
the Democratic Party, they're panicked too because you're hearing reports about how the money is drying up, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Jeffries is in that position because of his ability to fundraise. So if they're worried about fundraising, it's like, shh, we'll be as corrupt as possible because this is the only way I know how to be a Democratic leader, is as a bundler or a fundraiser or a big money guy. And it's why he's going on the financial press, CNBC, to make his points too.
Yeah, I mean, look, the anti-war lane has been open. It's not just 2 years, right? It's been decades that the anti-war lane is open for Democrats. Obama won because of his stance on Iraq. Hillary lost. We are on a different timeline. Obviously, she should have never run in 2016 because of it. Trump tried to be the anti-war president. I mean, like, what more do you need to show that this is an open lane? And to Charlemagne's credit, I think you're exactly right. It's beyond politics. The dude's not, beholden to the Democrats at all. He's very independent. He's just going to say what it is. Gaza, it crosses party lines. It's basically in the culture at this point. It's the Theo Vaughn having on a doctor from Gaza on his most recent episode. You're like, where are we? But like CNN can't do that.
Exactly. It's a real problem for those legacy media outlets and their credibility, but it's a problem for anybody that's taken AIPAC money. When we talk about like appealing to people across the aisle and to voters, the Democrats' answer is to throw trans kids under the bus before they throw the AIPAC money in the trash.
Yep.
And there is not an issue right now that has more of a open lane for the independents, specifically based on polling. Yes, only 8% of Democrats currently support Israel's military action, but that's how Gallup or Pew, I forget which one, framed it. I think it was Gallup. We know it's a genocide. Only 8% of Democrats, but 25% of independents. That's like an overwhelming majority of independents are disgusted by what they're seeing right now. And that's what I think the Charlemagne clip represents, is somebody who is just like kind of
I'm sorry, but that means nothing when it comes to the actual voting. Like, no one's gonna give a shit about what a bunch of independents feel. I mean, like, the Democratic Party can try to win them over and be like, okay, yeah, I understand you guys are disgusted and probably want us to just like not fund Israel at all, but there's a likelihood that's never going to fucking happen. So if you actually give a fuck about what's going on in Palestine and what's happening to the Palestinians, hey, maybe choose a side that you know is going to win, at least primary, and then maybe choose a side which is more likely to allow you to protest and actually voice your displeasure and come up with different ways to say how you just don't like the Israeli government right now without being deported, without being picked up, without your schools being defunded, because you're practicing your First Amendment rights. Maybe not put a dictator in charge of America so we can have more of a say without fear of being reprimanded. I don't know. I feel like independents would want to start their own party, but they don't have the flex. They don't have the, they don't have anybody because they're so damn independent.
Rides with the narrative and has their take, but using AIPAC as like a slur to say you're corrupt. That's what that's a stand-in for, and we can't trust you. That's important. Like, over the past 2 years, that's the development of this genocide, is that if you're associated with the Israel lobby, you're basically corrupted. And I think many Americans already understand that.
That being said, AIPAC Shakur does write Dear Mama on a missile. I just want to, it's one of the many things that an AIPAC Shakur would do. I didn't have time to write more. Brian, anything else? But I can imagine that.
I do want to shout out, Charlemagne, everyone's crediting Charlemagne, and I do, it's a great that he said it. AIPAC Shakur has been on Twitter for a while. You can tweet it, you can search it. And also, I also want to shout out Brandon Sutton, who called, I believe, Cory Booker, it was, NWAPAC.
Yes, I've seen that.
Brandon's got a really good one. But I mean, here's another constituent here. This is at a town hall in Oklahoma for Representative.
Details involving the deadly mass shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. Children as young as pre-kindergarten were worshiping inside their church sanctuary next door to their school this morning when police say a shooter fired dozens of rounds at them from outside of the church, shattering the windows.
Officials say 2 children, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, were killed. At least 14 other kids were hurt. 3 adults were among the injured. You are looking at some of the heartbreaking scenes just outside a reunification center near the school. Our producers on the ground say they've heard screaming echoing out from the halls after parents rushed in. We're also hearing from survivors, including a 5th grader, just 10 years old, describing the moment shots first rang out.
It was like shots fired, and then we kind of like got under the pews. It kind of, they shot through the stained glass windows, I think, and it was really scary.
What did you do after that?
Well, we waited like 10 to 5 minutes, I don't really know, and then we went to the gym, and then the doors locked just to make sure he didn't come, and we waited in the gym for more news, and everyone was okay, or most people were
Who are
okay.
you?
My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What went through your mind when you saw that?
I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get reunited with your parents? And
Yeah, my mom was waiting outside of the church when it happened.
Yeah.
And then
What was it like seeing her?
I was super happy because, like, I was scared that I wasn't gonna see her because I didn't know what was happening really. I was just in shock.
was it behind you where it was happening, or in front of you? Just kind of.
It was like right beside me. I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You went under the pew after that happened?
Yeah. And
Is
then
that what everyone tried to do?
I think I got like gunpowder on my neck. Yeah.
When you heard the shots, what went through your head?
I was like, the first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor like saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit.
Is this something that you've practiced before?
Yeah, we practice it like every month, or I don't know, but yeah, we've never practiced it in the church though, only in school, so it was way different.
Was your mom super happy to see you?
Yeah.
Give you a big hug?
What was that hug like?
I just felt like relieved, kinda.
Yeah.
I was very happy.
You're really brave, you know that?
Yeah.
Did you have any brothers and sisters there, or was it just you?
My brother's in the sophomore year of De La Salle. He used to go to Annunciation. He got out early because of it.
You guys were at like the mass that they do at the beginning
Yeah,
of school?
and then it was like maybe like 3 minutes in, the first shot fired. And then the police were really good because they showed up really quick.
Yeah.
And then, did everybody try to make you feel safe?
Yeah,
But it has to be probably the scariest thing of your life.
yeah, it was super scary.
What do you want to say to your friend who helped protect you?
He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
And what do you want to say to everyone that had to go to the hospital?
I hope you're okay, and I'm praying for you.
And there are young children who are recovering right now. We just got an update from Hennepin Medical Center, Hennepin Healthcare, I should say. Patients there as young as 6 years old being treated.
You know, okay. Just can't get away from it.
He bad and he's out cold badly. Ref, he's dead, you idiots. Ref, stop the fucking fight, ref, he's out cold. you!
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all. But we all love Rampage, and he's the man, you know. And the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know? And what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like,
when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't. You can't defend this. I see this. It's so sad. Cause he was just getting started, and that all goes away.
Hey man, dog gotta go to prison. I usually don't like to involve myself in other men's situations, but I feel I'm qualified to speak on this. And dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean,
Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson, has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons over the past few days. The 25-year-old brutally attacked wrestler Stuart Smith during a KnockX Pro wrestling event in an incident many have described as an attempted murder. Jackson slammed Smith to the mat before unloading more than 20 punches, leaving him unconscious and requiring hospitalization.
You!
Wait, so
However, Raja Jackson and his father Rampage Jackson finally addressed the incident during a live stream.
Holy shit. Man, that guy's unhinged. Did nobody told him wrestling wasn't real? Or pro wrestling's not real? Like, what the fuck? Those fucking shots.
Raja placed blame on the cameraman, saying the situation escalated because the recording continued instead of shutting off the stream.
It wasn't my fucking fault.
Well,
the goddamn cameraman's fault. I know he's watching this shit. If you watching this shit, nigga, how could you?
Wait, what? The cameraman wasn't pounding his fist into that guy's face. Wait, what are you talking about?
How fucking could you?
How could you? What did the cameraman do? I mean, what did the cameraman? Maybe I missed something. Okay. I think that first one knocked him out.
However, Raja Jackson and his father
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All the racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a fucking master. Calling me a bad boss. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. You made your explanation.
Anything I say gets twisted anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we got to make sure that we understand is Raja Jackson. Hope I pronounce his name correctly. Out of fear for my life, obviously. Raja Jackson is a grown ass man, and he made that decision to attack a pro wrestler that way. It looked as if at the beginning of the video they were talking, and I'm thinking the wrestler that he attacked was setting up, like, hey, I want you to come into the ring, to grab me like this, you're gonna do this, blah blah blah. This is the scary part about mixing martial or MMA with pro wrestling, is like, if you haven't taught him how to, let's say, feint punches, if you haven't shown him anything, he's gonna hit you for real. Like, he's gonna hit you for real. And like, I don't know. That's
no, here, hey.
But like, Rampage shouldn't be catching too much flack for this. I understand it's his son, but at the end of the day, Raja's a grown man. Not every parent is responsible for what their grown ass child does.
Prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously.
No, seriously.
The MMA pros were also shocked at such an unwanted and stupid act from Raja Jackson, and most of them want the spoiled kid to be jailed for some time to learn his lesson. MMA Guru called Raja Jackson an animal and insisted he should be in jail. He criticized the assault as a brutal display of unanswered strikes on an unconscious man, saying it looked like Raja was trying to kill him. Guru praised the bystander with pink hair for stepping in to stop the attack, but argued that no one else did anything. He concluded that Raja doesn't belong in society and should be locked up.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say not in society. That's a little bit too much there. I feel like there's definitely some sort of anger issues that he's got to work out, or definitely got to work something out, because I would say that MMA, the lifestyle, I would think that would, you had a lot of pent up rage in there. So, yeah, I don't know about not. That's a little bit too much for me. I feel like definitely rehabilitation. I'm not sure if he's arrested right now, but I do think he needs to turn himself in, get some rehab, some shit like that, because yeah, he can kill somebody with those hands.
Thoughts on Raja doing a classic 13%? I mean, I'm sick of seeing it raining down shots on unanswered dead people. Like, he's unconscious on the ground, you just slammed him on his head, and now you're throwing 12 unanswered punches over and over again until you're trying to kill him. And the ref and all those in the ring that didn't stomp his out when he was doing that. Bro, Raja should have got fucked out cold in that ring. No one was doing anything about it but that pink hair guy. Shout out to the pink hair guy for jumping in the ring and trying to stop him at least. Brother, dumb animal, put him in a cage. Straight up. Not a human. Not allowed in society. Control your...
There's a lot of people I think aren't allowed in society, but I don't think Raja is one of those individuals. I would tailor your words
dumb
a bit. But anger's justified though. Yeah, in that video, Raja does look like a fucking raging psychopath. Definitely needs to. He's got that. Get some.
Bring that sparring partner back.
rehab.
Tornado kick him again. Dumb animal.
Matt Brown reacted strongly to the incident involving Raja Jackson assaulting a defenseless pro wrestler. He said that if Raja wasn't Rampage Jackson's son, there would be no sympathy at all, but because of Rampage's legacy, people are conflicted. Brown admitted that if it were anyone else, the reaction would simply be...
Oh, wait, time out. The reaction from Raja, this whole thing is negative. I haven't heard one person say, well, in the defense of Raja, because the video is fucking clear. He goes in, he picks a guy up, he slams him. I want to say some of that's staged, but then he continues, but then he then goes on to pound his fucking fists in his face. I don't think anybody can defend that. People in the stream has even said, I tried to find a way to defend it, but I couldn't.
To lock him up and throw away the key. He pointed out that the video evidence makes the case clear, leaving little to investigate and question how severe the charges could get. Brown added that since Raja continued striking a knocked out opponent, attempted murder or something similar could realistically be on the table.
If this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all, but we all love Rampage and he's the man, and the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, and what do we think about this? If it was just...
So the other day, Trump signed an executive order in the White House, and the executive order had a number of different parts to it, but one of the most important parts is that he's cracking down on flag desecration, right? And how many times have you heard Trump say, we're going to punish that with a year in prison, a year in jail. If you burn the flag, a year in jail is what it's going to be. And so... because Trump signed that executive order, you have a very patriotic American, a veteran, who went out in front of the White House and brought his flag, and he said, well, fuck you. Now I'm going to protest in favor of the Constitution, in favor of the First Amendment and free expression, and I'm going to burn this flag right here. So let's go ahead and play that. Here we go.
Wherever you feel that you may want to express yourself, there's a First Amendment right to burn the American flag. Archdeacon in that house right there signed an executive order today saying that it was illegal to burn the American flag. No president can make a law, period. No Congress shall make a law infringing on First Amendment rights. I'm burning this flag as a protest to that illegal fascist president that sits in that house. Do this for every single one of you American citizens. We burn this flag in protest to that president who feels that it's his right to do whatever he wants, make whatever law he wants. That President Trump put forward today. According to that executive order, I should be in prison right now serving.
I'm curious. Like, would you? I think if I burn something in the middle of the day, right, and like I kind of feel as if I would get arrested for that too. I don't know if that's illegal. I might not be hip to the law. I don't think it's legal to do that. I don't think burning. I don't know. I gotta look. I don't think you can burn things in public like that. I don't think you can.
1 year.
Yeah, but if it's not illegal to do so, then I don't think he should be arrested. If it's not illegal to just burn things, you know.
Want to step with the?
So we actually have more. Hold on. Here we go. This is from when he's getting arrested.
Brothers and sisters, immigrants are receiving probably a lot better. Very well. Not surprising seeing as I'm a middle-aged white man. He just took his phone, trying to unlock it. Jan. Yeah, I know it's what? That's right. Very well. Not surprising seeing as I'm very well. Not surprising seeing
arrested.
Brothers and sisters, immigrants are receiving probably a lot better. Very well. Not surprising seeing as I'm a middle-aged white man. He just took his phone, trying to unlock it. Jan. Yeah, I know it's what?
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying because he's a middle-aged white man that they're treating him a little bit more decorum than they would a immigrant. Okay.
Why is he being arrested, sir? Why is he being arrested? Why is he detained? Can you answer that? Scared to answer it? Why is he being detained? Because I expressed my First Amendment rights in a public area, not causing any danger, causing no danger to anybody. Simply expressing my rights. As a U.S. citizen and a retired disabled combat veteran, served this country faithfully for over 20 years. Can anyone present to me why is he being detained? Please? He's earned the right to his First Amendment. Why is he being detained? This president and his lackeys do not believe in the First Amendment right. You simply burn a flag within what, a 2-foot circle on brick, and you get detained.
Yeah.
They can't tell you why you're detained. Broke the law. What is your name? We're gonna walk down this way. Okay.
Burning things. What I'm saying is burning things in public is generally illegal, heavily regulated across most jurisdictions, including Fairmont Heights. Laws restrict open burning to protect health, safety, air quality, and local fires. So this could be more so a thing about it being like illegal to do so in this case. But if it's not illegal here to burn a flag in that spot, then he should not be arrested. He's practicing his First Amendment rights. But we all know how that people feel about First Amendment rights. But yeah, burning near public ways is prohibited. I think also it's more so in DC. I'm looking at this as like a lot of it's in DC, or maybe it's because where I'm searching it. Yeah, I guess you also have to look at air quality and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, remember your oath. Active and prior military. Your oath does not expire. We will defend this United States and the Constitution for all enemies, foreign and domestic.
What a
That
sick
song is
joke,
crazy.
man. What a sick joke this is that they arrested this guy. Same day Trump signs the executive order cracking down on flag desecration. Look, again, I want to repeat this. I never want to hear ever again from the right that they believe in free speech. This is viewed as like the landmark free speech case, which, by the way, it was 1989 that the Supreme Court said It is political speech to burn a flag in protest. That is political speech. In fact, here's what conservative...
I think, but like, I guess the argument would be like, it's... that's what the tricky area, burning things in public. Like, if you're just like, I can't just burn something in the middle of a street or in the middle of a sidewalk. I believe it's illegal because it affects the air quality and shit like that. Like, there are certain restrictions. But I think if you're like in a protest where you have permits or something like that, where you don't really get permits for mini protests. But I don't know. I think if he's burning the flag and it's not illegal in that area where he's at, then he should not be arrested because it is his First Amendment right to do so. But if there is a restriction that prohibits burning things, period, then, I mean, because you are in a public area and that smoke could affect people. So, I mean, like, I don't know.
Justice Antonin Scalia, who, by the way, is beloved by the right. Here's what he said about flag burning and the First Amendment and the Constitution.
If I were king, I would not allow people to go about burning the American flag. However, we have a First Amendment which says that the right of free speech shall not be abridged, and it is addressed in particular to speech critical of the government. I mean, that was the main kind of speech that tyrants would seek to suppress. Burning the flag is a form of expression. Speech doesn't just mean written words or oral words. It could be semaphore. Burning a flag is a symbol that expresses an idea. I hate the government is unjust, whatever.
If you're not sure, then in the end, and no one knows the Constitution better than you do, doesn't it come down to your personal interpretation?
Is that a young Piers Morgan?
If it isn't clear cut, which it clearly isn't, you in the end have to make an opinion, don't you?
Well, don't forget this person has to be convicted by a jury of 12 people who unanimously have to find that he was inciting to riot. So, you know, it's not all up to me. It would be up to me to say that there was not enough evidence for the jury to find that, perhaps. But ultimately, the right of jury trial is the protection.
So even the hard right Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia said flag burning is protected political speech. You might not like it. In fact, you might hate it. But nobody's getting physically hurt. And this is somebody is saying, hey, I really am opposed to what this government is doing. Oh. And it's the first thing that tyrants will go after is any speech critical of them. And that's exactly what's happening here. I think every single officer who arrested this man, I think they should be fired. I think they should be fired.
Now, I would say with the exception of ICE, because ICE, they're cowards and they wear a fucking mask. But I think we have to also remember that a lot of the cops are just, you know, I hate the term following orders because it makes them sound like bitches. But I mean, I'm not going to be like they should lose their jobs for doing their job. If it is like illegal to burn things like in general, then, or, you know, then you should be arrested for it. But if it's not illegal, then, you know, you shouldn't be arrested for it. But I don't think they should lose their jobs. This is that shit that turn people off so quickly. You shouldn't say they should lose their fucking jobs for doing their job. If they stepped out of the scope of doing their job, then yeah, you can say that. But this man wasn't beaten. He even acknowledged he was treated better than ICE agents treat immigrants. So
I think if you are out there and you are supposed to be upholding the law and keeping everybody safe, well, what do you call it when you don't even know the law? The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. You don't even know the law. And so you're arresting people for expressing their First Amendment rights. That'd be no different than somebody going up there right in front of the White House and saying, fuck Trump, he's a piece of shit. And then you arrest him because he said, fuck Trump, he's a piece of shit. There's no difference between that and the fact that he safely burned a flag there, not inciting a riot, nothing like that, and you arrest him. So that's unforgivable as far as I'm concerned. It drives me crazy that you could have people who theoretically are supposed to be law enforcement officials, and you don't even know the law. Isn't that like a prerequisite to be a law enforcement official? And then you have all the National Guard and Marines and all these fucking federal Gestapo standing around and watching. What is this country becoming? And that's why he was saying at the end, he was saying, remember your oath, remember your oath. Yeah, remember your oath. What the fuck are you guys doing? So now there's 100 of you guys out here to round up people who are doing something that is 100% constitutionally protected. I mean, it's just, again, it's a sick joke. It's absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely disgusting. And I hate when we have to refight battles that we already won. We already won this battle. And now the right just pretends like we didn't. Trump just pretends like we didn't, and he just plows ahead.
I don't know. I gotta look more into that actual law, but it just seems as if like burning flags is your constitutional right. I don't see an issue with burning flags. I think in that particular case, it was more so burning something in public the way that it was. It's not a protest. It's not like some kind of organized protest or demonstration or anything. It's just like literally right in the middle. I feel like anybody who would put like a trash can in the middle and start burning it would probably be arrested. Now, if this was just personally, I feel like, okay, just put the fire out so they gotta go away, but I don't know if arresting him was like something that was necessary. But I'm not gonna say officers should lose their job for that. Not for that.
It's like, bro, this was settled in fucking 1989. What are we doing? You're just pretending like that didn't happen because you either don't know about it or you don't care, and you're just gonna do what you want anyway, even though we have case law on this and we know what the correct answer is. And this is what you get from a regime that despises free speech. Don't get it twisted, y'all. There's nothing Trump hates more than freedom. Because if you are free, you're allowed to criticize him. You're allowed to mock him. You're allowed to disagree with him. You're allowed to put him in his place. You're allowed to not fucking genuflect at the same time all the other idiots around us are genuflecting. Well, he doesn't like that shit. He hates that shit. And this is what you get from somebody who's always been an enemy of the First Amendment, which is why Trump was suing people over polls he didn't like. And he's suing CBS for how it edited a Kamala interview. And he threatens to de-license news outlets on a regular basis. Right? This is a guy who sued Bill Maher over a joke before he was president. He sued CNN for $475 million because they called his election lies the big lie. They're rounding up pro-Palestine protesters. And every single one of these things alone would be a scandal. Every single one of these things alone would bring down a Democratic president, because the right would be all in saying, you hate the First Amendment, you hate free speech, you're a tyrant, you need to fucking step down. For Trump, this is just a day that ends in Y, and nobody cares. Nobody says anything.
I just noticed all the days do have a Y. Wow, I'm fucking stupid. Okay. Why did I not even fucking... I keep hearing that, but like...
So, I don't know if you guys have heard this yet, but Taylor Swift is apparently engaged to Travis Kelce. Now, of course, I'm joking. You couldn't avoid that news if you tried like the plague to avoid it. There's no way, because it's fucking everywhere. Taylor Swift, America's sweetheart. Travis Kelce, the America's jock, high school quarterback guy.
Do you ever just come across something and think, is this real life? Is this really happening? Am I the only sane person in this room? Well, I got 3 videos that I need to share with you so that we can collectively together recognize how insane things are. So, first video here, this speaks for itself. This was from yesterday during Trump's cabinet meeting, and just watch.
If you all haven't stopped by the Department of Labor, Mr. President, I invite you to see your big, beautiful face on a banner in front of the Department of Labor, because you are really the transformational president of the American worker, along with the American flag and President Roosevelt.
Working for this government.
Sorry.
Government for you is the greatest honor of my life. I tell it to everybody, and I really do feel that way, and I thank you.
You have breathed life back into the profession of law enforcement. Your respect for law enforcement is so incredible. It's making a difference.
This is just such a great opportunity, really, to recognize your leadership as a true champion for working people.
Well, everyone knows there's no stronger advocate for hardworking American families than you.
Well, Mr. President, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to work for you.
Our country has never been so secure thanks to you. You have brought us back from the edge.
And there's only one thing I wish for, that noble committee
don't do it.
Finally gets its act together and realizes that you are the single finest candidate since the this Nobel Award was ever talked about, to receive that reward.
Holy glaze. Holy shit. Holy fuck. What?
It's pretty great to celebrate Labor Day with Builder, who loves labor. The great Trump projects have come from the very men and women we're going into this weekend to celebrate.
Thank you for saving college football, by the way. We're all very grateful.
What the fuck was that?
They do.
Wait. Holy oof.
Do this every meeting. They're forced to go around and tell the dear leader how proud they are of him, how amazing he is, how perfect he is.
I'm not gonna lie, the music in the background of that sent the fuck out of me. It's the music that really kills me, to be honest. It's just like, what?
I watched that, and for the life of me, I cannot understand the mindset you have to be in to think, yep, this guy's not an autocrat. This guy's awesome. This is perfectly normal. Everything is fine. You will not find any other president, be it Republican, be it Democrat, where this sort of thing happened. It's absolutely insane. And for like so many things happen on a daily
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
basis that would be major news stories under any other administration. Things that he says offhandedly, like I covered yesterday, he talked about how people really want a dictator. That anyone else saying that would have been a headline for months, would have likely led to impeachment. This roundtable here, like these moments happen consistently, yet they don't even make the news anymore because of how normalized it's become. So let me get to the next example.
Oh my God.
This is CTV News in Vancouver. So Vancouver Island CTV News. Jason Tony shared this. This first segment I'm going to show here, there's nothing wrong with this, but I'm going to get to what happened after. So let's first watch this.
The United Nations is growing increasingly critical of Israel as the state continues its genocidal campaign against the people of Palestine. The UN says that despite numerous calls from global humanitarian agencies, Israel has intensified its attacks on the northern strip of Gaza. The heavily bombarded area remains under fire, even as aid drops attempt to provide medical care and food to the millions of Palestinians that continue to starve. A situation that the UN says is beyond catastrophic.
There was nothing wrong with that. But CTV News had to later apologize. So this is the apology I'm going to show you here. So again, Jason Tony shared this on Twitter. This apology followed a complaint from the pro-Israel group Honest Reporting Canada, which is a hilarious name for people who clearly do not care about honest reporting.
Using the phrases genocide, continue to starve, and the people of Palestine without properly attributing them to a United Nations report they originated from. We regret this error and apologize for it.
There was nothing wrong with the statement. And then they have to go and apologize. Now, the apology is interesting because it's couched in the idea that they didn't attribute the quote to the UN, even though you watch the segment, go back and watch it again, it started by referencing the UN. Regardless, you don't even have to reference the UN when calling this a genocide, considering you have Israeli human rights organizations, B'Tselem, and Physicians for Human Rights Israel also saying that Israel's committing a genocide. You don't need to couch this in oh, the UN said this, or no, we can now just say it's a genocide. There are a litany of human rights organizations